Hello guys, I hope that you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Here's the nail kind of ASMR for the day. Just wanted to give that. Today is a simplified how to build Sims 4 edition. So I was gonna make you guys read this little tiny note card, but I was nice and I opened a Google Doc. So let me open that up. All right, so this is some Sims 4 cheats. I gave computer, Xbox, and PS. Granted, I found some of those off of a website, so I'm going to link the website down in the description below. There's so many cheats on there. These are the basic ones that I use to build a house. So you have, you know what, how to start, you're going to have to press. I'll actually do this with you guys. Circular, I know that's not what everyone else calls it. Shift C. This is for computer, Xbox, everything. Okay. Xbox is going to be a little bit different. You're going to hold down your four buttons, and then PS. I don't know what those buttons are. I think that they're the same buttons, but I don't know for sure. So I'm going to type in, this is going to be the same all across the board. Before you do any cheats, money cheats, playthrough cheats, happy cheats, um, building cheats, you're going to type in testing. True. Oh, I need to make a note to myself. Move your head, or else I'll forget. So, testing cheats, true. Testing and cheats are going to be stuck together. And then you're only going to space for true. The uppercase, lowercase does not matter. Press enter. Or it's a different button for the other ones. I don't know though. The most common one that I use is move objects. Like bb.move objects. Let me open this up again. So maybe take a screenshot of this or something. This is a very, very simplified. This is just what I use. So moving objects, you're able to move objects into one another. I'm not going to do that until later into the video because I'm just going to show you guys how to build in general first. But there's like show live edit objects, which are going to show you objects that your Sims use. And then hidden objects is like debug, which both technically have debug in them. And then also I'm going to show you guys how to move objects up and down. I do not know what they are for Xbox or PS. So I am sorry, but I use circular 9. I'm going to do them at the same time, multiple clicking of 9 if you want it up and down more, or even hold it if I'm correct. And then down circular 0. But you cannot put it below the level that you're on. Okay? But anyway, so I'm not going to turn on moving objects quite yet. I want to give you guys a very basic simplified. Let me turn everything on base games. That way it's kind of like a similar user interface. We're going to be using similar items. I'm saving this because there was an ugly house next to it. And I do have a how to sim, very, very broken down, very, very simplified. Let me remind myself to link that. Sorry, I need to make these notes or else I'll forget. So this is next to the pancakes house. So there's that. I'm not going to do a house quite as intricate. This is a 40 by 30 lot, if I'm correct. Let's open up Save to My Library. You're going to click this little arrow with File, and you're going to click this little house, and it'll say Save Lot. You can also save room. There's no room select. And when you press Save Lot, you can name it like, I don't know, let's just say Homey Home. This is once your house is fully built, by the way. I'm going to show you guys how to do this again. I just want to, you're going to look at Homey Home. Then you can put how many bedrooms you want, how many bathrooms. Oh, this is only a 30 by 20 lot. And then you can put a description if you want. Or maybe you're not really looking to build per se, or you don't want to build a massive house. You can go into this little light bulb with a heart in the middle and like sun rays, light rays coming out of it. And it'll even say open gallery or F4 if you're on the computer. Different computers have different interfaces, just remember that. You're gonna click that. And now you have this gallery. Maybe you're not looking for like people on the gallery at all. Let me do Maxis curated. Because Maxis is a good person to go to as a very basic start off because you know that the stuff is finished. Granted, they use packs, so like if you are starting off base game, you're not going to be able to have any of this. This house is going to be mostly empty. Um, so like this blue, I don't have this. I don't have for rent, but I have Growing Together because it's in white. So if you're not looking for households or rooms, go to lots. Then lots, you can look at all these houses. Look at that. You know, and maybe wait, I need to you can put hashtag base game or you can scroll down to packs, show all. You can do show owned, but it's still gonna show you things that you don't have. So like I'm sure I could do this really quick. Press this. Okay, wait, this one's only wait. Okay, this one's oh, maybe they fixed that. Wait, let me go into the normal gallery. Maybe this is because it's max is curated. I just want to make sure. Um, Still making sure that I put only showed owned. Desert Christmas home. Okay. Maybe they fixed that glitch then. Never mind. So before, if you were to press show owned, I'm trying to find something. Oh, okay. Um, okay. So before, if I was to press like show owned, oh, there, like this. Sometimes it'll do this where, um, now this isn't a pack per se. Um, but sometimes before, I'm not sure if this is that anymore, but they'd show you this blue circle, even though you could have all these little white circles, and it'd still show you that, and sometimes it'd be have to build. But I think that they fixed that, which is great. But I'm gonna press show base game. Now we look at all these amazing houses. That doesn't fit in my lot. Okay, well, great. I'm gonna scroll back up. It says current lot size 30 by 20. Awesome. I'm gonna scroll down and look for 30 by 20, and it'll only show you lots for 30 by 20. You can do a smaller lot within a 30 by 20. I usually just stick to my lot size. So, okay, we have a modern house. It's a base game modern house. Look how good this is. Oh my gosh. Did this person? I can never build modern. And then you're going to press either save lot to my library or place lot. So if I was to press place lot, we have an option of furnished or unfurnished. If you're not furnishing it, you have like nothing. So let me show you what an unfurnished would look like. Watch. Okay, let me show you how, like, you have nothing with this house. So I would always suggest pressing furnished as it just makes it look more complete. But maybe you don't like that house. Well, you can always maybe put another house down over it. So I'm just gonna put like this down. Oh, and it'll ask you what venue type. You can either do residential or museum, mattering what you want. I'm gonna put down residential just for funsies. Obviously, I'm not gonna have everything from this house because I don't have all of these packs. So, oh gosh. Okay, so we are missing stuff because I don't have those packs. This is a really good example on why you should probably stick to either base game or selected packs or just pay attention for that blue bubble because then you'll miss like big things like this. Though this build looks fantastic, and also they'll replace many of the items with base game replacements. So there is that. So just as a warning, now maybe you just decide I'm gonna build it myself. You're gonna press this little bulldozer. You're gonna press bulldoze lot. Now this lot, it doesn't look like that they put anything down, like some terrain paint. So let me just slap down some terrain paint. Maybe you're playing with terrain paint and you're like, oh my gosh, I want my whole yard to be flowers. And then you go, oh no, this is very chaotic. True story, by the way. Um, you can press bulldoze and bulldoze terrain, and it brings it back to this very basic, like nice terrain paint. I am saving because I'm worried that my game's gonna crash, even though we haven't had any progress as of yet. I'm giving you guys some basic rundowns. Okay, so we've done terrain paint. Let's see what else. I think that that is pretty good setup as of now. So let's start building a house. So you're looking at this mini house and you're going to click stuff. There's roof patterns, roof sculptures, and I think that we're going to do a very, very basic house. Maybe not base game. I mean, not base game, but maybe not starter home fund, but a house nonetheless. So there's platform tools, square tools. I often build with room tools because you can click and drag. Before, that's how I used to build houses. And then I'd put some lights. Now, I don't do that. I'm much better now. Um, and we can add some, let's just do kind of like a skinny house. You honestly don't need a lot in The Sims. So let's do like a bump out over here. And there has been plenty and plenty of how to build Sims, you know, in the past. Now, you may be looking at this and being like, why is this wall height so high? So because of the house that I had previously bulldozed, it had tall walls. So the game is thinking, oh, they want tall walls. I don't want tall walls. So when you click this, you have an option of moving the platform up higher or lower. Don't really do that. Okay, that's gonna be my one suggestion. Really don't do that when you first start off. It just won't work the way that you think it's gonna work. So there is that. So you're gonna click it. You can also copy this. Maybe you think that this is a perfect size room, whatever. Or you can move just the singular room. If you want to move like the whole house, maybe you want it perfectly centered. I've had that before. You're gonna press either move house or move lot. I typically move lot because sometimes the house isn't like fully together and the game doesn't sense that. So there is that. Also, if you maybe don't like that you did something, you can press these undo and redo actions. Um, just gives you a better understanding. So now I'm gonna move these walls down because I got distracted. We have medium wall height, short wall height. I suggest doing short wall height. It helps with shadows, and that's what the game is more used to. So now you have this short wall. You're like, wow, look how good my house looks. Roofs. Roofs are gonna be your enemy. Okay, I'm getting rid of this. Sorry. Roofs are gonna be your enemy in this game. Let me tell you, just try and do something simple. So maybe for some reason you want two little roofs like this. Oh no, they're not the same. They're never gonna be the same. Just have them go through each other. No one's gonna care. Honestly, it's The Sims 4. Now, if you're clicking this roof, this is for computer. I do not know about Xbox or PS4. I'm so sorry. You can press shift. Maybe you only want this side. You can pull that in a hair. But if you were to do this, it would pull in both sides. So there is that. Um, I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like, okay, I have a trunk. I have a trunk of a house. I could pull this forward and bam, we're starting to get a roof line. Okay? Now we kind of have like this weird bump out thing going on. I would suggest going to your lowest point and just adding something and then going back. I like using this just because it's easier for me to blend into the house. And bam, now we kind of have like, oh, that's very, very long. Now we can have like a completed roof. Bam, look at that. So now we have a completed roof. Maybe you're looking at these grid lines and you're like, oh my gosh, they're so annoying. I wouldn't suggest turning them off, but if you wanted to, press G. Bam, G. G to turn it back on. Sometimes I do turn off grid lines if I'm trying to see how it's gonna look in gameplay mode because gameplay, you don't have grid lines. So there is that. Oh, these are not the same. These are not the same. There we go. Sorry, that was gonna annoy me. So we have a few options. Maybe you don't like this roof pattern. This is my favorite roof pattern of the entire game. Favorite shade. Maybe you want your house to look like hay. And maybe you want to change the color. You're gonna click the hay and then you're gonna click this little palette area and you're gonna put your cursor over any of these and click it. Okay, well your roof hasn't changed colors. It's because you have to go in and select the roof. Now, personally, I'm gonna pick this one. I like it as its base game color. So there is that. Um, and then you're like, okay, well, that looks fine. I would suggest putting in some trim. Some trim never hurt anyone. Any trim even. This is the basic trim that you have. I like using this trim. It makes everything look just a little bit nicer. So I'm gonna pick a dark trim. Maybe I'm gonna go for an emo house. I don't know quite yet. But we have this house. Man, look at that. That dark, that it's just too dark. So maybe I'll go back and pick a gray. Well, I don't like that gray. So I'm gonna keep just cycling through these. And I actually figured out that I like the white. Um, I am gonna warn you guys, nothing in this game matches. That is, you're gonna need to get over it. That is my one piece of advice. Oh, I like this better actually. Since we're gonna go with the white, I like it better. There we go. Nothing in this game is gonna match. Also, if you're in a lower floor, maybe you're like, oh my gosh, now I can't get into my house and fix it. Oh my gosh. I've had that fear before. You're gonna click this up and down arrow to go up and down, up and down. Okay. So now you're like, oh my gosh, I can't see all my walls. There is this little wall cutaway view, which you could put all the walls up, and I hate these walls up right now. So I'm gonna take the sledgehammer and I'm gonna remove them. Yep, you heard that right. I am going to remove them. By the way, I'm trying to do this at a bit of a slower pace, because sometimes I feel like the how-to videos are too fast. And I'm like, whoa, wait. So now, oh my gosh, we lost all of our walls. Typically, like keeping the walls half up. That is typical. But if I was to put up windows or anything, I would want to have the walls fully up. So now I'm gonna try and figure out what windows I want. I'm probably gonna go with these base game windows, and you can change them. I typically like going with these windows. They're very, very basic, but that's what makes it nice. Oh, I made that very low to the ground, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. I'm just crazy. Feels low. Also, if you feel like that your house is too low to the ground, or you're like, I want a front porch, there is this. You could raise this all the way up if you'd like. I'm not going to raise it up that high. I'm going to keep it relatively short. It just went away. My nose. Put those back. Sorry. So I'm going to pull that up just a little bit more because I still want like some oomph. Oh, and okay. Let me. Now you're going to notice that you have this weird lip thing. And again, I was talking about these arrows. Lower that platform. It's going to glitch outdoors if you don't. And it's going to honestly make your experience really, really frustrating if you don't. So that is like my tidbit of advice. And then some stairs. We're going to go over here and we're going to click stairs and ladders. So you can pick a ladder. I wouldn't suggest it. Um, Usually though that's for floors. Let me turn myself back on base game. And I'm just going to do a temporary stair. So you could leave it like this, or you could do this, and then it kind of flushes with your stairs. And you can make these arrows, make them go outside more. I like doing that. I like having wider stairs. Okay, so now we're going to talk about columns. You can have columns all around this house. Look at that, look at that. You don't even need to turn on moving objects. Look at that, look at how nice it looks. And then you kind of have some options with like your porch. You can either A, do a half wall, which let me show you. You're going to press the normal walls and foundations. You're going to go down to half walls. And you can pick, building your own, um, which is fine. But I sometimes like using fences just because then it will match with what I'm going for. So, sorry, one second. It's like much easier. That looks like a basic front porch. I wouldn't do anything more complicated than this for your first time starting. I wouldn't worry about a half roof or anything. Don't worry about it. If this is your first time building, it does not need to be perfect. It does not need to be like all the ones that you guys just saw in gallery. Very, very intimidating. Upload what you like. Like, I don't upload the best stuff. I'm gonna be straight up honest. Like, you can view my catalog. There's my bio. And look at all this. Like, it's not perfect, but people download it, add comments, whatever. Uh, my handsome Squidward. Uh, all this, it's not perfect. And no one's gonna sit there and be like, oh my gosh, your build's so bad. Like, people are pretty positive, but oftentimes people just don't leave comments unless you're dishonest. So let's say I put down base game, like hashtag base game, and it's not base game, people will be mad. Don't lie if it's base game or not. Okay, it's not worth it. Also, I am gonna add a back porch over here. So again, I'm just gonna press platform, scoot that over, pull that down. Before we even enter inside the house, I want to show you guys how to put up a gate because I just showed, well, fences. I just showed you over there, but I want to show you over here. Especially with this raised platform, it's like a perfect opportunity. I want a privacy space. Okay, well, I'm gonna go with a white privacy fence just for this. It's automatically gonna do replace fences. You could do enclosure. It's kind of like the room button. I would suggest drawing. And you're probably going to try and do this. And you're like, oh my gosh, don't do that. Start away from it and just keep building your way out. I would only move a couple at a time. Obviously, that's going to happen. Really, really annoying. But then you can kind of start moving yourself out. And maybe that's where you want to call it quits. That's where I'm going to call it quits. Honestly, I'm going to call it quits over here. And then I'm just going to remove what I don't like. And I'm gonna keep going. Probably, I'm probably just gonna do that. Again, I'm not going for anything too big. Now, a gate fence is probably where I'm gonna run into trouble because I picked such a tall fence. They don't really have a lot of options for these, that aren't bougie. So sometimes I don't add gate fences just because they're annoying. Like, you're gonna sit here and tell me that I don't think that they ever made. Wait, maybe I'm lying. Wait, maybe I'm lying. I lied. Well, that's kind of the Sims. It's never gonna match, so just hope, guys. Just ignore it. That's what I'd suggest. Just ignore it. Um, it's gonna happen. It's the Sims. Just ignore it. It'll go away if you ignore it, I promise. So I'm gonna build the stairs over here, to inconvenience everyone and myself. I just feel like that is the right thing to do. I love inconveniencing my Sims. So that is what I shall do. That is what I will do till the end of time. Oh my gosh, wait. Ah! It's not what I wanted. There it is. I was like, what? Okay, so now we have this perfectly built out house. Like, look at that. Look at how cute. Okay, well, now you're like, wait a minute. How am I supposed to put on siding? I will show you that. Um, ooh, let's pull this up. So, wall patterns. You're going to get all these wall patterns. You're probably going to be suggested to go through all of them. I don't like doing that. Like there's music and stuff. I don't care. Siding is where I'd suggest going. Um, Honestly, start off with this like simple siding. I wouldn't do any more than this for your first build, just as like a suggestion. And I'm probably not gonna build out this house too much just because it's a how-to video. But build this house. Awesome. Okay, well now your sim needs a way to enter. Let's think about doors. So there's a lot of doors. I'm just gonna go with this. It's a nice panel door and it'll get the job done. Right? So we have that door. By the way, you guys need a mailbox. Now, oftentimes slots come with mailboxes. Mailboxes are free. This is how you're gonna pay your bills. So you can pick any mailbox. This is a pretty basic mailbox. It's cute. And also you need a trash can. So next to that mailbox, here's a trash can. Put that over there. To inconvenience myself. And then okay, go over there. And now you see how my door's floating? It's because I still have that platform higher than the rest of it. That is why we don't want to keep our platform higher than anything else. But look at that. Oh my gosh, they're different colors. Like they're different things. You're gonna press the eyedropper button, and that's gonna copy anything that you click. And you need to click each roof individually for it to be covered. And there you go. That is the outside of your house done. Now you're sitting here probably like, well, can I put down plants? Cheat for money. Don't do debug. Don't mess with debug your first time. I do not suggest it at all. It is really, really annoying. Even as someone who uses debug often, it is still really annoying. Just pick a Hathorn tree. It's pretty common in a good chunk of these sim games. Um, you know, I would try and keep your trees matching or similar. You know, I wouldn't suggest doing too much more. And look at that. You kind of have like this beautiful house with some trees. Okay. Now, maybe you're like, well, I want shrubs. I want some shrubs. If you see this little adorable triangle that you see when you enter, I cannot remember the name. I literally had it written down somewhere and it's not there anymore. I wouldn't go too crazy. I'd honestly look at the surroundings and pick out plants from the surroundings. Okay, so Bob and Eliza, they have this massive, um, oh no, I see what they did. They have these. They have these. Okay, well, now it's glitching. This is where I'm going to turn on moving objects. Circular shift. See? Testing cheats. True. VB dot move objects. Now with this specific cheat, the other two that I gave you guys earlier, like show live edits, this one is going to tell you that moving objects is on. You don't have to retype it in after you've typed it in to the world that you're in. So like if you start, let's just say with the sim Kenny, and then you're like, well actually I'm kind of bored of this save. If you go into a different save, you have to type it again. But if you're with Kenny and you don't log off or save and exit, you're fine. Now, if you save and exit, so like if I was to exit to main menu or anything, then I would need to retype that in. But you do not need to keep retyping it in. You will turn it off. I just want to, I've done it. Or so now you're like, oh my gosh, the bushes are all the way out here. Let me show you something. You're going to click the bush. This is something called alt placing. You guys know what alt is. A-L-T. For some reason, I thought there was an R. My dyslexia, my bad. You're going to click alt, and you're going to scoot that. Now, you're going to see that it's clipping. If you don't mind a little bit of clipping, just make sure that doesn't clip into the wall, because then it'll clip inside. And then maybe you don't like how this bush is. You're going to use this little mouse. You're going to click, sorry, wait, a little bit slow, the right side, and bam, there you go. Now you see it's still doing like that weird choppy movement. Click Alt, and there you go. You have your first two bushes. Congratulations! Again, I wouldn't go too crazy on like outdoor anything. Your first save, your first playthrough, honestly. Like your first house, don't do it. It is not worth the hassle. Give yourself a couple. Nothing's wrong with a couple. But you're gonna stress yourself out trying to make this perfect and being like, oh my gosh, you're gonna spend so long on this save that you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm done. And then you're never gonna touch that build again. And then you're gonna be mad at yourself for never using that build, which is why it's important to save your builds. Save, 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 save. Upload them on the gallery. Because maybe you'll lose your EA account for whatever reason. You're gonna click that save button. You're gonna save what? You're gonna name it whatever you want to name it. By the way, that's because I downloaded the other ones. Let me but you can name this whatever you want. Very, very simple. And then you'd upload it to the gallery or save it to your library if maybe you don't want that to be public. That's fine. Nothing's wrong with that. I will suggest if you upload it onto the gallery, make sure that you know your EA account name. Maybe write it down somewhere just in case for some reason you can't get it. Because obviously, you're sitting here like, oh, I'm never going to lose my account. You don't know that. And EA has had some fair share of drama locking people's accounts for little to no reason. And that's no diss, no shade. That is fact. That's not me being like, I hate EA. I love EA. I've had so many accounts with EA. Like, that's no diss, no shade to them at all. So I wanted to put that disclaimer out there. Um, okay, sorry. I would rant about that longer. It is very, very bad that they're doing that or that they have done that in the past, but I think, no, I'm not gonna say anything more. We're gonna talk about inside a housing. This is where I would suggest doing the halfway cut wall. If you're like, oh my gosh, I have no clue what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna suggest. You're gonna click this wallpaper. You're gonna click paint or wallpaper. Go with wallpaper for your first time. Click this trim. It looks nice. And your sim will like it. I usually go for brown. Now you have by room or by wall. By wall, you have to do it individually. I do by room. By room is my favorite. Same with the flooring, which is conveniently right underneath it. Um, I'll just do this for now. I'm gonna change it. I want to show you guys how to do that. You can also do that for the outside porch. Also, before I forget, because I'm sure someone's probably just shouting it, this lining right here can be changed. It's called foundations. I wouldn't go for anything too intricate. I would just keep clicking. And luckily with foundations, it already automatically like does the whole foundation for you. You just do need to make sure that like subsections are covered. And maybe you're looking at that being like, oh my gosh, that's so annoying. I drop it. I would probably go into masonry though if you're gonna do bricks and put down some bricks as well. It just makes your life a little bit easier. Oh, and let me save one more time. I guess, should I show you guys terrain paint while I'm out here? I guess that wasn't really terrain tools. You're gonna click that. Maybe you want a cute little path. That's a very light path. Probably wouldn't go with that. Maybe do something a little darker or even something like this. I would use this to like kind of go around the whole foundation. I don't always do this just because there's been some glitches with terrain paint, so do use terrain paint with caution. Okay? That is probably all I'm gonna say about that. But I sometimes like doing stone pavement or something along those lines. I don't really mind. Um, so let me, yeah, that's fine. That's an okay. That's pretty basic. Okay, so now we're getting into here. You're like, oh my gosh, it's so dark, I can't see anything. Go into kitchen. You're gonna see this lights. You're gonna have to scroll because these are wall lights. Oh, let me turn this on base game before anyone freaks out. Did you know we have these ceiling lights? Okay, here's this. Saucer lights. Saucer lights are going to be your best friend. They're fairly cheap compared to some lights in The Sims. And they're pretty nice too. Okay, so this is a very, very bright house. Like my eyes are blinded. Let me show you guys some things. We're going to need to separate this house. This is very, very open floor plan. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't have the funds to. That no, it's not a big deal. I would suggest figuring out your floor plan. You can do T-view. I probably wouldn't suggest it for your first time building. I honestly wouldn't suggest it often. Unless you're used to stuff like that, because it makes me dizzy. You're gonna click this wall, and you're gonna drag it. Okay? So I would drag it just enough for a bedroom, which I guess for your first time playing, you're not gonna know. I'll let you guys figure that out by yourself. I'm joking, no. So you need at least enough of 3 wide for a double wide bed if you want to woohoo. Maybe you don't want to. And then you can put that there. And enough for a door so that way your sim can walk through. And maybe you want a dresser, you know. I mean, nothing too fancy, but it's something. And it gives you bare necessities for your sim. This is pretty basic space. You're gonna need another door though. I might often go for this door and I'll pick some shade or whatever. And, you know, I can like move this around. I could put this up here, do this instead, which is maybe what I'll do since the door's entrance. I honestly, though, would suggest making sure that it's 4 wide because then you can put side tables, but that's a personal opinion. So again, we're going to do a by room because you need a bathroom. Your bathroom, at the very, very least, needs to be 2 by 3. So again, 2 by 3. Now, I'm not going to do that for this particular one. I'm actually going to do a bit of a bigger one. Yeah. What I'm going to do instead is I am going to do a 2x3 so I can show you guys how to do it. So that means I'm going to move my outdoor door, which is kind of sad. But 2x3, this is exactly what I'm talking about. 6 wide, basically. Gonna grab another saucer light. And you're probably sitting here like, oh my gosh, we're getting drywall again. Just do the by room. That's fine. Not a big deal. And then we're gonna click by objects by room. I should have been more specific. I'm gonna click bathroom. Toilets. You need a toilet? I would suggest getting a toilet, sink, and a shower or bath. I like the combo. Oh, let me turn this back on base game. And then mirrors. And now we're gonna pick out a door again. I'm not doing the eyedropper method for this one just because I keep losing all my stuff. But there we go. We have a bathroom right next to the bedroom. Maybe you don't like how that looks. I don't mind that it looks like this. Some people do. It's a matter of preference. So maybe you're like, I don't like that floor. You're gonna go back to floors. Put some carpet for this bedroom and maybe a different wallpaper or paint. You know, maybe for some reason you're in love with stripes. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. Or you're in love with tiles and you want to have some tiles in your bathroom and you want some stone in your bathroom. You know, whatever you want, it is probably in The Sims. Um, I am just gonna do like a very simple bathroom. Very, very simple. All you need is a mirror and whatnot. It's not a big deal. Let me show you your kitchen space. You need at least 2 countertops, a stove, and a fridge. Let me show you why you need 2 countertops. We're going to go into the kitchen section. Counters. This is probably going to be what you're playing with. Counter. Counter. So you need at least 4 wide for your kitchen. Stove. Fridge. I'm going to kind of shuffle this around so that way we got some variety. Bam. Now you need to click your sink. Bam. You need at least 1 open cooktop area. Okay, so maybe you don't love this color. You can click this design tool and kind of shift it around. So I'll just pick a very light colored kitchen. And I would suggest smoke alarms. That's a preference. You also need an area for your trash can. Granted, I have this little area right here. I would get this tall trash can. You may not think it's worth it. It is. You don't need trash cans everywhere, but you do need at least a trash can. Okay? Now for this, I am gonna change up the floor. Maybe some tiles or some masonry. Maybe I'll do that. And then, bam, it kind of gives me like a visual representation because look at that. Does it look fantastic? No. But this is where you could add, I don't know, a wall or something. I'm not going to because your girl still needs a dining room. So I don't want like this massive difference between the dining room. So maybe you want a dining table. You're probably going to pick this one as your first one, and you're probably going to pick this exact same shade. And really, in all reality, you only need 2 seats. Just saying. You only need 2 seats. But that is going to block your stove from being used. Well, actually, wait. This is why moving objects isn't always the best. Because sometimes you just don't know. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put my dining table right here. And that means I will put a wall separating the kitchen and the living room. Bam! Now you're like, okay, well now how's my Sim gonna get to that? You're gonna scroll down and they have these. They have these little doorways. You can pick bigger ones. I'm just gonna do this one. This one's fine. Like, I don't care. And I might pick some dangling lights, which will go into the dining room for, because it's just easier than scrolling. And I'll just do this. Bam! Some dangling lights. With moving objects, you can put it on that. You can do overhead cabinets. My game keeps crashing whenever I do overhead cabinets, so I'm not doing them. I'm not gonna mess with them, but you can. Let me think. What else? Oh, right, living room. And this will kind of probably be where we leave off. A living room. You need You really don't need a living room in The Sims, if I'm gonna be entirely honest. But you need, if you want one, at least two squares for both the accent table and this. And you need one square to be able to walk through. Actually, you only need a half now, if I'm correct. There you go. That's that tiny, tiny living room. And we can get like a cute little rug somewhere. Maybe I'll do this. Um, okay, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. I was gonna try and be like, oh my gosh, guys, oh look how cute this rug is. It's okay, but you can put down some rugs. If your sim is complaining about, hey, there's not enough decor, you're gonna look for environment. And I personally like putting this in. And and because I'm moving objects, I can place that anywhere. I am getting spammed, guys. Um, sorry, one second. So, oh good, it's not grades. Sorry, I just finished finals. Yep, and assignments are getting graded. Guys, I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna look at my grades right now. Sorry. If you want a lamp here, that's fine. I was just going indoor plants. I like this indoor plant. I like changing the swatches. And then I like, because I have moving objects on, I can do this. Bam! Festive. And then I could do another indoor plant. This fern is fine. And maybe you're like, well, I want to decorate my kitchen a little bit. See, look at that. Maybe change the wallpaper too while you're at it. Oh, let me change back to base game. Maybe change the wallpaper. I'll pick a pink. Oh, that is way too bright. Let's pick a green. Oh, that's also bright. Okay, okay. This darker? At least? No? Why is everything so bright? Okay, so let me go in here. Sorry, everything's so light in here. It's messing with me. And you could go into like dining room and pick like wall decorations. There's a lot here. Like, you could. This is, by the way, that's not unlocked. You have to get it through the culinary career. But because I'm in build mode and I don't have a sim who's living here, I can put stuff like this down. So that is why I can, and you probably cannot. And it's probably gray. Now you could be like, okay, well, I want some window coverings. You can click on any of these. These are not how you get windows. You have to go into build out here and press windows out here. It took me years to figure that out, by the way. A little bit longer than I'd like to admit. But this is a very, I am changing those floors. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait. Let's do gray. It's fine. These are just way too light and it's bugging me. Also, oh, you guys must be wondering. Get ahead of myself 1 second. How in the world am I gonna get a desk in here? You know, because you will need a computer. You will. You're gonna go into desks. You're gonna place down a desk, whatever desk you please. You're probably gonna pick this one as your first one, honestly. I'm just giving this because I'm not putting a desk in here. I'm gonna put that down. And a computer, and look at that. Now you have your desk. I actually use this a lot still. But as your first time, you're definitely gonna use that. Let's see. You could put like a grill. These light on fire really easily. So if you want your sim to live, probably don't put down a grill. But who am I to judge if you want to off your sims? I do it. Maybe you're sitting here like, but I want a pool. Absolutely. You're gonna press those pools and foundations. You're gonna click this. It's kind of like the room tool. You're gonna click, drag, bam. Now you could put some terrain paint, or you could put some tiles, whatever your heart desires around the pool. Let me just go for masonry. Just gonna go for some plain concrete. Gonna need to do like this. And maybe you're like, well, I don't want a blue pool, and I've seen in the gallery that people have other pool colors. Fair enough. Fair enough. So there's many, many, many things you can do, and I'm in the wrong thing at this moment in time. There it is. Outdoor. So next to the tree, there's outdoor water decor. Click that. Maybe you're like, ooh, you could put that in there. I wouldn't suggest having your swim your sim swim with that, but if that's what you want, that's what you want. You can get some lights underneath. I mean, if you have a red pool, it does not matter. You can put a ladder. It doesn't matter now. Your sim can climb out without it, unfortunately. It was a very sad day when I figured that out. Um, and you could put some outdoor seating. Let me do this. Or actually, wait, this. I use this outdoor seating all the time. Like a little bit more than I probably should admit. But you had some outdoor seating, and this is a pretty basic. Now, if you're sitting here like, wait a minute, why can't I woohoo in this? You're thinking of outdoor activities. Oh, base game. Outdoor activities. And you're thinking of the birthday hot tub, which is 3,000 simoleons. That is how you woohoo in something like that. Okay, I just needed to put that down there. Um, you could, if you want your sim to garden, put down some planter boxes. Um, if you need your sim to learn the logic skill, if you have seasons, do not put these outside. They will get electrocuted. Just saying. Okay. So you can put down a chess table. They do learn faster, if I'm correct, with playing with people. So I'd suggest putting down one or two. I can change these seats. I wouldn't pick too expensive seats, honestly. Like, they're not gonna sit there and be like, oh, my back's sore or whatever. They don't really care. Now, if you want them to learn art or anything, you could put down a painter, easel. I don't know why I was about to say a painter's thing. Now, the reason why I'm able to do all this like sideways stuff is because I have moving objects on. That is the only reason why I can do all this. Okay? I could not have it lay sideways if I did not have moving objects on. I just want to say that, and I want it to be very, very clear. I remember being so annoyed because I'd see all these people doing it so flawlessly, and I'm sitting here like, what is happening? Why can I not do this? It's moving objects. Okay? It's moving objects. Um, if you want to get married, use this arch. Sometimes I just get them eloped. But if for some reason you want that, you got that. Um, and I think that that is a very, very simplified how to build Sims Edition, Sims 4 Edition. So anyway, I wanted to thank you all so, so much for joining me today. If you are new here, hello. If you're still confused, maybe how the gameplay works, how to do very basic functions, I do have a how to sim, like actually how to play. I'll try and like link it, I think here. And yeah, thank you all so, so much for joining me today. I know that this has been a little bit sporadic, a little bit here, a little bit there. Let me show you guys the cheats code one more time, just in case you guys didn't get it the first time. There's the cheat code, screenshot it, whatever. I am going to add that wiki link that you guys see right there in the description down below. If you guys have any more questions, I will gladly answer them. And anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.